Among those used to be a regular at all games who couldn't be missed because of his pin-decorated hat and his wealth of hockey experiences. You used to find the late Don Hadley sitting first row behind Brampton's bench cheering and holding up his witty signs. A loyal fan for many years, Don's story begins in 1943 when he served as an engineer during World War II.
The tanks were still sitting there with holes right through the turrets, and it was hard to believe to see the armor-piercing shells could penetrate 2.5 inches thick of armor.
When the war ended, Don returned to Toronto where fate stepped in. His service to his country would lead him to attain a most valuable possession: season's tickets to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
2 weeks they put them on for the troops only, because Connie Smythe had been with the 40th Field Battery Artillery Regiment, and he more or less liked the boys, wanted to give the boys a chance to become Leaf subscribers, and that's how I became a subscriber. This was the spring of '46, and I held those 2 seats up in the greens till 1993. Saw the Leafs win 4 or 5 cups. I saw so many good hockey games, it was unbelievable. I was there the night the Sittler set the scoring record of 6 goals and 4 assists. I was there the night for the series with Montreal Canadiens in 50 and 51, when every game went overtime. It was unbelievable how close, how evenly matched those 2 teams were, except for the winner was scored by Bill Barocco, and in the 5th game, he was never seen again.
Like many Leaf fans, Hadley watched his heroes, Dieter Kennedy, Harry Watson, and Jean Beliveau. Wait a second, how can a Leaf fan idolize a great Montreal Canadian?
Well, in 1970, he came to the old Jeep plant over here. He made a commercial or 2, and he came through the plant, and when he came by my welding booth, I invited him in and asked him if he would like to do a little bit of welding, and he was hesitant, of course, not knowing what it was all about, but anyway, I said, I'll show you, John. So anyway, after he'd done a little bit about welding, he said, that's the first time I do that. Now you can call me John the Welder. It was quite an experience, not only for me, but also for Jean Beliveau to do a little bit of welding.
Don Hockey Hadley continued to watch game after game, but oddly enough, he couldn't even get a ticket to the most anticipated hockey event in history.
Even if you were a subscriber to the Leafs, didn't mean you could get tickets for when the Russians were playing in '72, the first Summit Series. So for the one game in Toronto, everybody wanted to go, and it was impossible for the demand for tickets was terrible. So I couldn't get a ticket for that game. So I decided the best thing to do was to go to Moscow, and it was a good idea because couldn't get a ticket in Toronto, but by going to Moscow, I saw 4 games. Of course, I saw Paul Henderson scores, that great goal of the century, which is, we'll never see a series like that again.
After relinquishing his season's tickets in 1993, Hadley stayed close to his home in Brampton, but there was a void left by not being able to watch live hockey anymore. That was until 1998.
Ontario Hockey League expanded. They brought in Brampton and Mississauga, and so naturally, living right about a mile from the rink, I couldn't very well say, well, I'm not going to be in this. I wanted to be into it, because they just go down the road a mile and I'm at our arena there, and so I became a subscriber to the battalion, and I've been ever since.
Don Hadley's love affair with junior hockey won him the coveted title of MasterCard's OHL Most Priceless Fan in 2000. As Brampton continues to march towards the OHL Championship, they will not do it alone. The memory of Don Hadley will always be with them. In Brampton.